Fucking Christ, I'm fucking exhausted.
He groaned, bursting through the doors of the Hasman Hotel in a wobbly state. The bright red sky from outside was making his exhausted state feel much worse. The lights were dim inside the hotel, which Angel was thankful for, because he had a massive headache from his 16-hour shoot. The common area had fairly decent furnishings for a rundown building, and the chair and the couch cushions were a bit soft, if not somewhat lumpy, and in a deep shade of crimson with gold arms and legs tying it all together. It also had sets of teeth in between the cushions, which was a bit weird, but it is hell.
I can't wait to pass out for the next 48 fucking hours.
Angel sighed heavily as he plopped himself on the lobby couch. The spider demon let out a huge sigh of relief once his body made contact with the couch. Angel then turned off his cell phone and placed it on the table.
Nobody fucking bother me.
He replied with a yawn. He slowly closed his eyes, letting out a quiet snore, and allowing the exhaustion to take over. Angel's nap was suddenly interrupted by the sound of loud cries. Disoriented and groggy, Angel reluctantly awoke from his slumber.
Huh? What the fuck was that noise? Hello?
He groaned, sitting up on the couch. He let out a quiet yawn and ran his hand right up through his messy hair. Angel stood up, stretched his arms out with a loud groan, and began walking around the hotel to find the source of that insufferable cry. Perhaps this was just Charlie having her emotional outburst again. However, the closer he got to the sound, the more he realized that it sounded more childlike. Could it have been Nifty? Maybe someone told her that she was a mess again, or ruined something she cleaned.
Charlie? Nifty? Hello? Where are you? Can't you hear me? This better not be a fucking game, guys. Come on.
Angel walked around the hotel searching high and low until he found the source of the crying. When Angel finally found the source of the sound, he was shocked by what he saw. At the entrance of the hotel was a crying baby lying in a basket, covered in a tiny red blanket at its doorsteps. Angel took a few seconds to process what he was seeing.
What the hell? Who is a damn baby outside the building?
Angel checked his surroundings, hoping to find a parent, guardian, or someone. Unfortunately, there was no one in sight. Angel sighed before picking up the basket and bringing it inside.
Yeah, quit crying. I'm bringing it inside, ain't I? Poor thing. I fell all alone on the porch.
He stated, placing the basket on the couch. He began gently rocking the basket, hoping to soothe the crying baby.
Come on, sweetie. Please stop crying. Crying isn't gonna help either one of us right now.
He whined, rubbing the sides of his head.
What did I do to deserve this, please? For Lucifer's sake, please stop crying for both of us. Of course, it just had to happen while I'm the only one in the damn hotel. Charlie would know what to do. She's this sappy baby stuff. What to do?
As the child's ear-splitting cries continued, Angel felt his headache worsen. He knew the child's crying couldn't be held, but he couldn't hear himself think with all the noise. He desperately had to find a way to cease the child's horrid cries. He didn't have an idea. It was a stupid one, but he didn't exactly have a lot of options, all things considered. Angel gently picked up the baby and held it close to his chest fluff, acting as a soft blanket.
Shh, it's alright, kid. You're safe now, okay? Angel touched the gotcha. I ain't going nowhere.
He kept whispering reassuring words as he held the baby close. Angel couldn't help but smile warmly while he held the tiny infant in his arms. Moments like this reminded him how he would comfort his twin sister Molly whenever she was upset. Soon after a while, Angel felt the baby calm down and settle and nuzzle right into his chest fluff.
See? There we go. No need for tears. It's all okay.
Angel smiled, pooping the baby's nose. The baby wiggled its tiny hands and giggled in pure joy, finding Angel's pooping gesture to be ticklish on his nose. The spider demon couldn't stop himself, awestruck by the baby's pure joy and laughter. Angel found that the baby's innocence to be precious, however, and he didn't want to get attached, so he attempted to ignore it.
Yeah, I'm glad you're quitting your crying. Sadly, though, I'm stuck with you, at least for a while. If someone comes to get you, I mean, that as if someone does come for you.
He groaned, looking at the happy baby.
I mean, what are the odds? Why did you have to come today of all days? I mean, come on, I'm Angel Dust, the famous film actor, not Angel Dust, the babysitter.
While Angel went on his prolonged and exasperated rant, the baby let out a joyous laugh.
Oh, this is funny to you, huh? My misery funny to you? Is that it? As if you think this is funny.
Angel replied, setting the baby up in his arms before he bared his sharp teeth, making a scary face at it. Unfortunately, the baby just giggled louder and clapped its hands in enjoyment, much to Angel's dismay.
The fuck is wrong with this kid?
He muttered under his breath. Luckily, Angel had another idea. Surely this will make the baby dislike him. He carefully grabbed the baby's ankles with his second set of hands and hanged it right upside down.
Oh yeah? How about this?
Surely this would frighten the little tot. So he thought. Yeah, much to Angel's misfortune, the tot continued to squeal and flap its arms in delight. Angel's eyes widened at the squealing baby, even shaking it around a little before sitting it back up.
You're kidding. You're still laughing here?
He questioned rhetorically as he complained. Meanwhile, the child just looked at him with innocent eyes and a wide smile before nuzzling into his chest fluff.
What in the actual fuck are you doing, Squat?
He replied, caught off guard by the sudden action.
I only allow one person to cuddle up to me like that, and that's my little fat nuggets.
Angel tried his best to remove the baby from his precious fluff. No matter how hard he attempted, the little tot's grip ceased to release him.
Damn it! How the hell do you have such a strong-ass grip? You are literally an infant. It should not be this hard.
He grunted, trying to pry the little tot off. Despite Angel's best efforts, the little infant refused to let go, causing him to pull Angel's fluff.
Ow, fuck! You're pulling my fur!
Angel yelped in pain.
I thought we talked about this. Wouldn't you prefer a blanket or a soft toy? You know, anything but my fluff?
He replied, trying to reason with the tot. Regardless of Angel's pleas, the little tot wouldn't budge. Instead, they immediately nuzzled Angel before looking up at him with tearful, drooping eyes and quivering lips.
Hey, come on, don't look at me like that, Squirt. That's playing dirty. You can't just act all cute and expect me to...
Angel's sentence was quickly cut off when small whimpers escaped the child's lips. Defeated and frustrated, Angel just held the baby close to him and let out a sigh.
Fine, Squirt. You win. My fluff is all yours. Just till you go back home, okay? Just don't go drooling on it and all that. Got it? Oh, what am I saying, you baby? You don't understand me.
He replied, rolling his eyes. He dreaded how long and how much work his chest fluff was going to need later. Nevertheless, part of him that had to admit seeing the baby cuddled up to him like that was adorable.
God damn it, Squirt. Now look at what you did. I'm getting attached to you a little bit.
He mumbled as he gently rubbed his back in a soothing manner.
Well, if I'm stuck with you, I might as well take care of you. Again, returning it to your parents a hot mess. Even I'm not that cool.
He replied with a smile.
Problem is, how do I do that without baby supplies?
He wondered.
Fuck it. I'll just wing it. How hard could it be, right, little guy?
He replied, looking down at the tot. Angel got up on the couch and headed towards the kitchen with the baby, still cradled in his arms. If he was truly going to take care of his thing, he may as well feed it first.
I doubt we got milk or formula for you.
He muttered softly to himself while the tot was playing with his chest fluff.
How the hell am I supposed to feed the thing?
He thought.
Wait a damn minute. How old even are you?
He questioned, taking a good look at the babbling baby. The baby thankfully didn't look like it was fresh out of the womb, but Angel didn't know exactly what to feed it if he didn't know its age. And Angel thought about all of his options on what to do before just shrugging his shoulders as he looked at the fridge.
Fuck it, I'll mash you some fruits or something.
After searching the fridge, Angel managed to find some random berries and an avocado to make at least what he thinks baby food would have in it. He then grabbed a handful of each and placed them gently on the cutting board after washing it. He then retrieved a knife from the nearby drawer with a smile of hand, cutting the fruit into tiny chunks. Angel made sure to carefully cut out any seeds or excess skin before setting it all in a pot of water, turning the stove on a medium-low heat. Unfortunately, the task was proving to be difficult as the tot tried playing with the ingredients and cooking materials, which Angel quickly removed said materials from its reach, causing the tot to whine and cry.
Hey, don't touch that!
He exclaimed with concern.
I'm not gonna get anything done at this rate.
He groaned, using his top right arm to bounce the crying baby and soothe it.
I gotta find a place to set you down somewhere before you cut your fingers off. Or worse.
He muttered softly as he looked around the hotel to find some kind of high chair. Sadly, there was nothing in sight.
Right, of course. There won't be a high chair around. It's a hotel, not a daycare center. Ah,
he replied, smacking his forehead. Thankfully, Angel did find a decent wooden chair and a kneading tray. Angel, suddenly getting a clever idea, began to smile. He called Fat Nuggets, his beloved pig.
All right, Nuggies. Daddy's counting on you to keep this little squirt entertained. Daddy's got a little building project to do. Can you do that for me?
He asked, petting his beloved pig. Fat Nuggets let out a happy oink as he licked the babbling tot.
That's my good boy. I knew I could count on you.
He smiled while he got to work on building a makeshift high chair.
It couldn't be that hard,
he thought to himself. A few shitty attempts and a drill later, Angel finally managed to make it a makeshift high chair. Overall, it wasn't too bad for a high chair made out of what he could find. Angel stood up in triumph as he wiped the sweat from his brow.
Not a bad building job if I do say so myself,
he boasted, checking to see if it was safe.
It should be sturdy enough to hold a little monster.
Once the build was finished, he quickly checked on the food before placing the mashed baby food into a bowl. Upon filling the bowl with what looked like mushed puke, Angel couldn't help gagging a little. Obviously, Angel couldn't give the baby full pieces of food. However, this didn't look appetizing. But hey, actual baby food looked like puke anyway, so perhaps it wasn't meant to look appealing. He figured.
Now to actually feed the damn crotch goblin,
he muttered softly as he turned to see the baby playing with Fat Nuggets. His heart couldn't but swell at the sight.
Aw, Code! Look at my Nuggies at his little playmate.
He cooed at it too. He almost didn't want to stop the two from playing, but he had a job to do. He walked to the two rascals and picked up the tot.
Sorry to ruin the fine you do. The little crotch goblin here needs to eat.
Angel gently placed the small child in the makeshift high chair and the bowl in front of it. He then grabbed a spoon, or at least the smallest spoon he could find, and scooped out some of the baby food.
Alright, you little heathen, it's time for you to eat,
he said in a baby voice as he held up the food close to the baby's mouth. The baby took one look at the so-called food and shook his head in disgust. Angel looked irritated by his reaction. He knew the food didn't look the best. However, food was food, right? After he spent all that hard work to cook, who did the tot think he was to complain? Nevertheless, he didn't remove the spoon from its face and stated,
"Why, come on. I know you gotta be starving by now."
Yet again, the stubborn tot refused to turn its head to eat the food. No matter which way Angel turned the spoon, the tot would simply dodge it.
Come on, now you're just being difficult. It ain't even that bad,
he encouraged, trying to get the baby to reconsider. Although, if he was being honest, he didn't want to eat it either. Still, the child had to have something in its system. Angel began to lightly tap his fingers on the high chair table. What could he do to get the stubborn brat to eat? His brain was desperately racking for ideas when suddenly something hit him, and he had an idea.
Lucifer, forgive me for what I'm about to do.
He groaned. He then picked up the spoon and began to wave it about.
Here comes the airplane. Open the hangar.
The baby let out a loud whine and jerked his head away from the spoon, causing Angel to let out a loud huff.
Okay, that didn't work. Oh, I know. What about the choo-choo train? Checka, 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 choo-choo. Kids like trains, right? Checka, 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 checka.
He brought the spoon close to it once more. Yet the baby still wasn't impressed and tossed the spoon in Angel's direction, letting out an annoyed cry. Angel's eyes widened as he quickly dodged the food-covered spoon. Thankfully, it just narrowly missed him as it landed on the floor. Angel was getting fed up with the finicky baby as he cleaned off the spoon in the floor, and he was very thankful that the food didn't get on his clothes.
Hey, watch it, Squid. Didn't your parents ever teach you not to play with your food? The last thing I need is this ruining my fur or clothing. Stays will pay to get out, especially in this fluffy fur.
Angel wanted to avoid such casualties at all costs.
What the hell do I have to do to get you to eat, huh? A machine gun?
He asked sarcastically, making machine gun noises. The baby instantly turned his head to face him and giggled loudly, beating his tiny hands against the table with joy. Angel looked at the baby, dumbfounded at his reaction, before saying,
You're kidding? I was joking. You mean to tell me that's all I had to do?
Ah. Angel sighed, face-palming his forehead. It was just something that he remembered from his childhood. He didn't expect it to work, but hey, if the kid liked it, then who was he to judge? So he grabbed another spoonful and made machine gun noises as he fed the baby. Angel let out a breath of relief, feeling his anger subside.
Okay, we're getting somewhere now,
He stated as he kept feeding the baby. Things were finally starting to go his way. Angel felt like he could start to relax, or so he thought. Either the baby was done or wanted to play, because before Angel could respond, the tot tried mimicking Angel's machine gun noises, spewing baby food all over on Angel's chest fluff, face, and clothes. Angel could feel his rage rising as he clenched his fist and hissed.
You little shit.
He started to yell before stopping himself. No matter how much he wanted to, he couldn't yell at the little crotch goblin. The little tyke was only a baby. It didn't know any better yet. It was just simply trying to copy Angel's funny noises. Angel sighed as he wiped the food off his face, chest, and clothes.
It's a baby, Angel. Calm down. It's a baby. Don't yell. It's a baby. It doesn't know any better. Even though my precious fluff and clothes are stained with mush now.
He replied through gritted teeth.
No biggie. I could just spend hours washing and styling my fur.
He replied, slowly taking deep breaths to calm his anger. Angel let out a deep sigh as he looked at the food-covered tot. The pure sight of the messy child was truly a heartwarming sight. How could he be mad at something so cute? Angel couldn't help but let out a soft laugh as he picked up the baby, making sure that he didn't hold it too close.
Looks like I'm not the only one that needs a bath, huh?
The baby babbled nonsense in response, flapping its hands without a care in the world.
Well, since we're both messy, why don't we take a bath together, huh? You can play with the bubbles,
he suggested while walking out the kitchen, with the baby happily clapping its hands together. He then walked up the stairs to his room, with a personal bathroom. He then quickly turned the water on to a warm setting before he started to take off his clothes.
I was still squirming.
He mused as the baby was giggling and squirming in his grasp. Once the water was the perfect temperature, he added in some bubbles, instead of his usual project, since he didn't know what products for baby safe. He then undressed himself, picked up the baby, and got in the tub.
You're lucky that I have 4 arms to hold you and take care of myself, otherwise this would be extremely difficult,
He stated, washing the baby's body, who was currently playing and splashing in the bubbles.
Squid, I'm glad you're having fun, but easy there,
he replied, shaking out the excess water. However, his chest fluff puffed up a bit when he took off the excess water, which the baby found hilariously entertaining. It patted his fluff in amusement with its wet hands, causing the fluff to flatten back down, only to watch it puff up again. He chuckled in amusement at the baby's antics.
You're a strange one, you know that?
The tot continued to giggle, amused by Angel's puffy fur.
Hey, Squid, want to see something really cool?
He replied. The tot looked up at Angel as if he was interested in what he had to show him. Angel held the tot with his bottom set of hands and grabbed a handful of bubbles with his top set. He took a deep breath and then blew, causing bubbles to fly everywhere. The tot squealed happily as it watched the bubbles float all over the place.
See? Now you can pop them with your fingers. Watch.
Angel smiled, popping the bubbles.
See? You want to try?
He asked, seeing the tot was interested. The small child nodded his head and wanted to give it a go.
Alright. Scoop up some bubbles in your hands, like this.
He instructed, grabbing another handful himself. The tot nodded, immediately copying Angel.
Now take a deep breath and blow,
he replied, blowing the bubbles out of his hands. The baby tries to blow the bubbles like Angel instructed, but it doesn't move at all. Frustrated, the baby softly huffed, and tries again and again. Still, The bubbles wouldn't budge. Instead, they just popped in the baby's hands. Tears started to form in the Tot's eyes, saddened by the fact that they can't blow the bubbles like Angel, and starts whimpering. Angel immediately took notice and quietly soothed them. Oh shit, no, don't cry. Shh, it's okay. Angel's here. Angel's here. Shh. Angel panicked. The spider demon hadn't counted on the little Tot not having the lung capacity to blow the bubbles. He had to think of something quick. He didn't want the little Tot to cry. But suddenly, Angel had a great idea. How about I do it for you? Huh? Would that make it all better? He asked in the baby tone of voice. The Tot sniffled at his upper lip, quivered, and it looked up at Angel, letting out a soft whining confirmation. From there, Angel grabbed another handful of bubbles and blew them all in the air, floating downwards. The baby mood quickly boosted at the sight as he attempted to pop the bubbles. There you go! Yay! You're doing it! He cheered enthusiastically. The Tot giggled and clapped, enjoying the praise and the fun. There's another way to play with bubbles too, you know, Angel stated. The Tot gasped as it tilted its head slightly. There were more ways to play? The child looked up at Angel with wide, excited eyes, waiting in anticipation. What? Don't believe me? Well, watch this, he explained, grabbing a handful of bubbles. Angel began placing the bubbles on his head and chin, making shapes. This confused the Tot, making it tilt its head, but more curious as to what Angel had in store. There, all done, he replied, showing what he had done. Look, Squirt, I'm Santa Claus. Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas, he stated in his best Santa voice. This caused the Tot to laugh loudly as it clapped his hands at the entertaining display. Now you try. Let's see what shapes you can make, he replied, encouraging the Tot to try. The Tot excitedly grabbed the bubbles and began making shapes as well. Once finished, the Tot revealed what seemed to be a crown made out of bubbles. Angel's eyes widened in surprise as these bubbles fell off his head and chin back into the water. He couldn't help but feel impressed by the baby's talent. Damn, Squirt, that's impressive bubble making skills, he replied, slightly jealous. How the hell did you even manage to do that? The Tot simply just shrugged his arms as if intending to say, I don't know. Could a baby who can't blow bubbles on his own make a crown out of them? Angel wondered. The heck you mean you don't know? You made it, didn't you? You sure you ain't holding out on me, Squat? He asked as he playfully tickled the baby. The Tot let out a loud squeal as it wiggled in Angel's grasp, desperately trying to avoid his fingers. Unfortunately, Angel's bottom arms had a good grip on the child, not allowing him to get free. All the little Tot could do was laugh and squeal as Angel continued his tickle assault. I hate to break it to you, Squat, but you ain't going nowhere. I'm bigger and stronger than you, he laughed, looking at the cute display. You sure you don't know how you made that crown? I think you're lying to me, he smirked. The Tot just continued to squeal and laugh in response. Moments later, Angel ceased his tickle attack and recoiled his top set of hands. The child sighed in relief, taking in much-needed air. Okay, I think that's enough playing. The water's getting cold and I don't want you to get sick, he replied, getting out of the tub slowly. He then grabbed a towel for him and the baby, making sure to dry the baby first. As soon as the cold air made contact, the baby started to shake as his gums made a chatter sound. I know it's cold, little one. I'm trying to dry you off as fast as I can. Trust me, I'm cold too, so you're the only one suffering right now. He quickly wrapped one towel around his waist before using another one to dry the baby's body, gently rubbing it against his damp skin and hair. As Angel dried the baby's hair, the tiny Tot shook its head, causing its hair to puff like a puffball. Looks like I ain't the only one with puffy hair, huh? He mused before quickly realizing that he needed to find clothes in the diaper for the tiny Tot. The only protection the baby had were those hideous rags from earlier. Even though his fur was still damp, he picked up the baby, making sure he didn't hold it too close, and walked into his bedroom to find some clothes. Let's see. What can I give you? He muttered to himself, looking through the drawers of garments he owned. Sadly, he couldn't find anything he could use, so he sighed in slight frustration. Of course, he wouldn't have anything. All his clothes were meant for an 8-foot spider, not a 66-centimeter baby. It wasn't until an idea clicked in his brain that he headed over to Fat Nugget's clothing rack, finding a comfy pink onesie for the baby to wear. That'll do the trick. I'll just use one of Al's shirts he gave me to make your diaper. He suggested, snickering at the idea. He sat the Tot on his bed gently before immediately grabbing his sewing kit and other materials so he could make the diaper for the baby. First, he measured the baby with a measuring tape. Next, he used scissors to cut out the appropriate size from the shirt with precision. Afterwards, he grabbed a needle and thread to hand sew the cloth together. And lastly, he then picked up the tot, put the diaper on, making sure to pin it with safety pins.
There we go. Who knew Val would finally be useful for something? Shit.
He joked with a chuckle. Angel then unzipped the pink onesie and placed it on the baby. Somehow the infant managed to fit inside with almost no resistance. It was a bit big, but it got the job done and kept the baby warm.
Now your hair.
He said as he picked up the baby and headed back to the bathroom. Angel needed to get this tox fixed up before his fur turned into icicles. Angel set the baby on the counter, grabbed a fine-toothed comb for the baby with one hand and a hairdryer for him in the other. He made sure to hold the tot with his second set of hands so it didn't fall off, and he started drying off his fur with a hairdryer while gently brushing the baby's hair.
I'm about to make you the most pretty baby hell's ever seen. Or most handsome, whichever you prefer.
He declared as if it was a promise. Of course, the baby didn't seem to mind that idea at all. It was too focused on the mirror, giggling at itself and how fluffy Angel's fur was, getting under the dryer. Angel saw what the baby was looking at and chuckled.
You really like my fur, don't you?
The baby babbled in response, clapping its hands together while he finished combing its hair. When Angel completely dried off his fur, he then set the dryer to the lowest possible setting and blew into the baby's hair to dry, making sure that it wasn't too close or too hot as to potentially burn its skin.
There we go. All dry,
he stated, turning off the dryer and unplugging it.
Now listen, Squirt. Looking good is the key to everything. Watch and learn from a pro at work,
he stated confidently. An hour of hair and fur primping and a lecture later.
And bam! There we go. That's how you do it, Squirt. You got it?
He asked, doing the finishing touches.
A 100% authentic angel dust.
He winked as he blew a kiss at himself in the mirror.
Mwah. Alright, sweetie. Ready for your turn?
Angel asked as the tot looked at him.
I don't usually do this for free, but you're a special case. Also, you're super cute. How can I say no to such a cutie?
Angel says in a baby voice as he nuzzled the baby's nose. The tot had no idea what was going on or why Angel was excited. However, it was simply happy that Angel was happy. Thus, it clapped his tiny hands with glee. Angel smiled softly at the baby's adorable reaction before continuing to work on his hair. The baby had a bit of hair to work with, so Angel made quick work into styling his hair into perfection. By that, he meant styling it to look exactly like his. It took a bit of trial and error since baby's hair was so delicate, but he managed to style the baby's hair to look like his. Angel then picked it up and placed it close in the mirror with a big grin.
Look at you now. Such a cutie, ain't ya?
Angel praised, which made the baby wriggle its limbs happily. He chuckled lightly before he turned off the light and walked out of the bathroom for a final time. The bedroom felt really cozy and warm, especially with the lights dimmed down and AC being on the lowest setting. So when was it too hot or too cold, it had the perfect humming noise to relax. He sat down on his bed while lightly bouncing the baby on his lap.
Now what am I to do with you?
He mumbled while the tot gently played with his top set of hands.
I fed you, cleaned you, even played with you. It's been a few hours and no one's come looking for you.
He replied, a bit sad.
Maybe I can talk to Charlie, see what she has to say. I don't know exactly if there's an adoption process here in hell, but...
He paused at his thoughts as he lay down on the bed and lifted the baby up in the air, causing a soft, squealing delight. The tot's pure joy was truly infectious. Even though the day was stressful and he was exhausted, he somehow felt happy. He truly loved taking care of smaller life forms. It gave him a sense of importance and purpose. To think something so small and fragile relied on him for everything. While he continued to play with the baby, he notices that the tot was rubbing its slightly droopy eyes, signaling it was tired.
Oh, finally getting sleepy, little devil,
He asked, chuckling softly.
Looking at you was making me sleepy. Very sleepy.
He yawned as he brought the baby close. Once the tot was comfortable, he slowly started to rock back and forth as he rambled again.
Maybe Charlie will let you stay. Would you like for me to beg your daddy?
He asked, looking at the sleepy tot as it cooed.
You could stay with me. I'm your big brother Nuggies. I'm sure he would love another player. Right, Knox?
He asked, looking down at his beloved pig who just jumped on the bed. Fat Nuggets oinked happily in response as he flopped his body and Angel's spare top arm, and then licked the baby gently, wagging his tail. He simply gushed at the sight before speaking up again.
See? Fat Nuggets loves the idea. Besides, Charlie got a soft spot for anything cute. And you fit the bill perfectly. Vagina's a bit of a bitch, though, so I could just say that she'd leave a paw to fix this baby on its own. That'll get Miss Bladen hot to let you stay permanently.
He rambled as he held Fat Nuggets close in his arms.
Guess I'll just have to wait and see.
He muttered as all three let out a simultaneous yawn. Angel brought the covers close to him and snuggled the baby and his pig into his chest fluff.
Either way, I don't think I'll let you go yet. If I do find your parents, though, I'm gonna give them a piece of my fucking mind. Don't worry, sweetie. Papa Angel just got you.
He smiled before placing a kiss on the baby and Fat Nuggets.
Mwah. Mwah.
Angel curled up to them both and slipped into a peaceful slumber.